wait to see this one. Of all the superstars on the roster, this guy is amongst the hardest working. That goes without saying.
Definitely shout out to Don Chaos. Much love to Carnival Spirits.
Shout out to you, Don Chaos. You've been putting in work, bro. Respect.
Congrats to Don Chaos for 1,000 subscribers. Whoop, whoop.
Keep it going, man.
Congratulations, Don Chaos. Yes, keep it going, man. Good luck to you, fucking Don Chaos. And fucking hell yeah on your 1,000 fucking followers.
Yeah, you know who it is. It's Ouija Mac, bitch. Shout out to Carnival Spirits. And fucking shout out to Don Chaos one time. You know what's going on.
This is my brother. Don Chaos and Brother Lynch on here.
Yeah, and Carnival Spirits, what's up, man? Don Chaos, what's up? It's your boy Brother Lynch, and we out here tonight. Let's go.
Fuego Flames and my nigga Don Chaos. What's going on, B? It's my brother right here. It's my boy. Excuse the left, excuse the left.
What up, y'all? This is Don Chaos, and I'm with a very legendary man. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
He's on.
Hey, Sean. Yeah, we at the gathering, y'all.
Radio show of the year. This one's always controversial. Coming in number one, we got Hours of Chaos with Don Chaos. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, there. Congratulations, man. Don Chaos, Hours of Chaos.
What is up, everyone? Y'all already know who this is. Let me adjust that. Sorry about the glare, y'all. I'm going to be doing this outside today. Welcome to the Hours of Chaos. This is episode 294, y'all. We are very, very, very close to the 300th episode, which is going to be dope. So, yeah. It's kind of hard for me to see the chat right now because I have to have my phone angled. So you guys know, just sit back here, have fun, be respectful, have fun. Mods, if you catch anything, do your job or do your magic, we like to say. Do your magic because it's hard for me to see the chat right now on my end through my phone. But yeah, let's go ahead and bring people on. So, without further ado, first, wow, it's been a while since I've done this on my phone. Hold on. There we go. Without further ado, please welcome my lovely co-host, Amy. Hold on. Come on. What up?
What up? What up? What up?
Well, bear with me, y'all. Like I said, I'm doing this through my phone, and it's been a while since I've done it on my phone. Heck yeah. So what are you up to, babe?
Just easy.
Hell yeah. And our guest is already making his way. He's in the green room right now. So we're going to go ahead and bring him on. This is actually his second time on the show, but the first time I think when we had him, we were having technical difficulties at the time. So everyone, please welcome. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Please welcome back to the Hours of Chaos podcast, my younger brother. What's up, man?
What up, y'all? Young RELM up in here. Some of y'all know me as Nephew, part of that horror crew, snuff crew, Carney Lunatics. You already know what it is. What's up with y'all?
Nothing much. Good to see you back on here, bro.
It is good to be back. So
yeah, like I said, last time we had you on, I know we were having technical difficulties last time.
Yep, yeah. That was like years ago. That was like probably me fresh out of high school.
Hell yeah. So for those that are like new to the show or that maybe haven't seen your past interview, just give a brief introduction, like who you are, or reintroduction.
So I am RELM. I've been notoriously known for being the youngster of the Juggalo community for a long time. I've been holding it down for since I was a pretty much since I was a baby. So and
Yeah, you've grown up in the scene basically.
yeah, my whole life I've been born, raised, embraced by the underground. Recently I started getting into the music a few years ago, so I've been making my presence felt with the music stuff lately. Been doing a lot of dope ass live shows lately, and just getting my name out there like anybody else right now in the underground. And right now it's a good time to be in the underground because there's so many new faces that are popping out.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of good talent popping off too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like it's such a great time to be a part of the underground, especially like with like a new era kind of emerging up.
Mm-hmm.
So was there anything in particular that we should get into?
Well, obviously people don't know you're from New Mexico, and those people that don't know Mexico and New Mexico, and especially Denver and Albuquerque Juggalos, we are tight.
Yeah, New Mexico and Denver have always had that close connection for like years, like since long before I even started heading out to Denver. Like literally, like that's like been a it's been a thing I know for a long like at least a good long 15 years, and I know a lot of my people love out there, and I know a lot of people out there love out here, and yeah, it's a love fest back and forth. Like we got people that gather together and everything. Like yeah, the 505 and 303 connection is like really deep, and a lot of people don't really realize how deep our connections are.
Someone in the chat said Native Nation, right?
Yeah, Native Nation, exactly, and representing the Wiki Nation. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
our scenes definitely do intertwine a lot, especially when you're talking about LSP and everything. Like LSP is really synonymous out here. Like scum. I think LSP honestly, just in general, has helped out the New Mexico scene so much and giving us a platform to do our stuff on. I definitely know that LSP has been around for a very, very long time, like for like 26 years. And for as long as I can remember, like those were some of my first ever shows were LSP shows,
Right. And then you have Smalls One, who's out of New Mexico.
Yeah, Smalls One, you cannot go New Mexico and LSP without mentioning the legendary Smalls One. Like I actually got the honor of doing my first ever solo show with Smalls One.
Nice.
Actually, last year for the Carney Snuff show, which was brought on by my boy Remy, and that was that was definitely a dope ass show. It was Smalls One, Remy, and Chuckles.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Smalls One, y'all, she's got bars. Same with Chuckles, like he got a killer live show.
Yeah, they both put on a really good live show. If you guys have not seen Smalls or Chuckles live, they definitely are worth your money. Definitely.
And if we want to go back to the old school, you even have Razakal.
Yeah, Razakal, literally, and I just did a show with Razakal like a few months ago. Yeah, so yeah, literally everybody and all these names are synonymous with New Mexico to some way or another. I grew up seeing Razakal live, and like I grew up seeing like a lot of these people that are starting to come up now, or that have been coming up and stuff, and that have had a name. I've grown up to I've aspired to pretty much to be the next generation, And
yeah, that's like me. I've been into this Juggalo shit since I was a kid too, since I was like about 8.
Yeah, see, so like it's just it trips me out too, because like when I think about how deep we go back, how deep everything goes back, I just I don't realize I never realized how young I was back then, up until I go back and do the math, and I'm like, dang, I was really in elementary school, I was the coolest kid all throughout elementary school. Shit, the coolest kid all throughout school, period. I was I remember telling all my classmates, especially back in the day when the Juggalo stuff really it wasn't as exposed as it is these days. You know what I mean? It's not as out to the public as it is these days. And back in the day, I remember like I used to trip kids out with how like telling them about Dark Lotus, and like I remember coming back to school from I believe my first ever Twisted show back in 08. And I remember telling kids, and kids are like, who the hell are you talking about? Like, I don't know who this group is. Like, I don't what? Twisted? And like I just remember like I loved it. I loved it because it made me realize like how different my music taste was opposed to the average kid, you know. And I used to get I held it down with being a juggalo for as long as I can remember. Like literally, like I said, I've been down with like everybody since, like, you already know, Don. I've been rocking with Carnival Spirits since I was a kid. Like literally, like you guys kind of helped me get my exposure, like help me get myself out there as far as like my name and stuff. Like I don't think my name would have ever been like I would ever had the confidence to be bringing my name up into public like the way I do without you guys. So I thank you guys for that.
Hell yeah. And Amy, babe, you have any questions for him? I'll let you ask some questions.
They want to know how old you are.
23.
Okay, so you're young. So is this career something you're gonna keep with, or do you plan on like jumping off on something else, or is this just for the meantime? Like, what is your, I guess, 5-year plan?
The full goal is to keep up with it. I really do see myself making more of a name for myself as my stage presence. Like for example, like right now we got ABK coming up in the next few days. I'm getting ready to rock out with ABK out in Denver at the Roxy, and then a few days later I come back home and go rock out with him out here in Albuquerque at the Jam Spot, and then I go and help out my boy Remy. He's got a few dates shortly after. I didn't write him down, but yeah, Remy is actually my boy Remy. He's a big one that's helping me be put on with all these shows and stuff, and helping me get my name out there right now. Remy, he's throwing he's actually going to be on like I believe 2 or 3 dates of the remainder of the tour. So I know he's helping out, so I'm going to go out and help him out with whatever he needs for that time being. I'm just trying to get my foot out there and trying to get the exposure and just trying to get the learning experience. Like literally for Gorefest, I went out and Gorefest 2024. I went out and I took the time to learn the game. You know, I went and I studied Lynch. I studied the way Lynch did his merch game and stuff. I studied the way and then the next year I came in as an artist, and honestly that feeling of like that rush and like it was just like honestly it's hard to describe like the whole feeling, but I know I love this feeling, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
That's good to have that motivation.
You just gotta keep on going and pushing through it, because I'll tell you right now, like I used to work with a whole bunch of I'm from Texas, by the way. So I worked with a whole bunch of like local rappers and groups and whatnot. Like I was their hype girl, I was their promoter. This is the toughest business you will ever be in your whole entire life. So if you can make it through this, which I see the potential, I see it can happen. Just don't let people get in your headspace. Don't remember who you are and how you got there, and keep on looking forward and pushing forward. Don't let all the other bullshit get you, because I see the potential and I see you can get there and be like a big name. So I'm telling you, just stick with it. No matter, like, they're gonna kick you, they're gonna whatever. Just stick with it. If you can stick with it for the next year or so, boom, you made it.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's the plan. Honestly, I'm planning on dropping it's been taking me a little bit longer to drop this album. I've been taking my time on making sure this album is what I envisioned in my head, you know, and what I think I could do. Because like I could have really just had this album out like a year or two ago and called it good. But honestly, I wanted to take my time, and I wanted to make sure that this album was worth the wait and worth the hype, you know, that I know I can deliver. So the album really like has not had like an official release date. It does have a name, and everything. And I do got some cool features that are going to be on the album, like Beastmaster from Carnival Spirits is going to be one of them, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I got some of the local homies jumping on too. And then I of course got like some people from the label like Cian Loke, and then my boy Bo Lemick, of course helping me out with that, So I got some cool features. It's not just gonna be me on there, and I hope and I think and that's like one thing that I wanted to was I wanted some features on this album. I honestly because I thought I was just gonna be on my own. I thought I was just gonna and when I got told that I had the okay for features and that I was gonna get some features as well, so that made my day. And I got to pick out some of these features. So some of these features are people that I wanted to personally work with, And I'm really looking forward to it. And then I got some really cool production on the album. I got I got Matt Apelli that did some contributions to the album. So like I'm really looking forward to I look forward to having those 2 track outs that I did on their stuff. So that's going to be really cool. And then honestly, the next goal is for the next album to have a little bit more of people that I grew up listening to on the album,
Oh yeah.
So
you pretty much have a game plan after this album to start working on the next project. That's good because you got to be doing that in this day and age. It's not like when we were all younger, you would wait a year or 2 or 3 years for an album to come out. Nowadays, you have to constantly be doing something.
Yeah, literally, and that's the thing too, is that especially with like the amount of not saying competition, but like the amount of like artists that are out here that are just trying to compete for pretty much all the same thing, we're all trying to compete for the same thing, and we're all trying to get the same. We're all trying and especially like when you're a juggalo, like everybody, we're all trying to compete for the same. We're all trying to appease the same people, And
exactly, we have this mentality: if one of us wins, we all win. If one of us eats, we all eat.
Yeah, literally. So it's just like, and I feel like is the scene as it was 20 years ago? No, it's not. By far, it's not as what it was 20 years ago. But what matters is what it is now. You know what I mean? And we got to focus on. I feel like that's like the thing with not just us, but like with just people in general, is that we focus too much on the past, and there needs to. I get it. Stuff isn't as fresh as it used to be. Like back in the day, like I could be guilty as charged. Like I plead the fifth on anything. On anything old school that you could bring up to my table, like anything old psychopathic, like you're preaching to the choir over here. But can we get all that stuff back? Unfortunately, we can't. All we do is just is worry about the future. And right now, honestly, the future is looking bright. We got some talented ass motherfuckers holding it down in the underground. Like literally, it's not just one person that's holding it down. It's everybody's having a contribution in it. And I feel like LSP is a big contribution into it, because they're Scum is all. I think Scum is smart that way too, because he's always constantly bringing in somebody new. He's always constantly seeing what can we do to bring LSP to the next level. What can we do?
Oh yeah, he's a really good businessman too, and he's one of those people that's always given me some of the best solid advice ever.
Yeah, and literally, when you think about the business stuff, yeah, Scum is literally he's contributing to the whole. I think honestly he contributes a lot to a lot more than a lot of people credit him for out here, and he does have a hand in the future. Look at Darby O'Trill. A lot of people love Darby O'Trill. And look at where he kind of got his a little bit more people started getting used to him was on LSP. That's how. So it's just kind of things like that, where you notice little things like that,
Oh yeah. All right, babe. You have any questions for him? Because I know it's hard for me to read the chat right now.
Okay, so they want to hear you rap.
They want to hear me rap?
Yeah, they want to
So yeah,
hear
if you
you
want
spit
to,
the
you
bars.
so if you want to, you could like just spit like maybe like a verse that's like on the album, like just a sneak preview.
Okay. All right, stomping through the scene, represent my team. That be the big 17, you know what I mean? Realm with the horror crew, bitch. I thought you knew it was all me, young nephew. Yeah, I'm rolling through. When I'm in your town, the party comes around. OGs taught me how to throw down Jaeger bombs, and we smoking buzz by the pound. So hate all you want, we know you's a fake bitch. You ain't got a front. I'ma keep shining. So the fuck what? I'ma keep on smoking all these blunts. Hate because he can't relate. Jeff Hardy with that twist of fate put you in another mindset. I'm not sorry. I had to retaliate. Didn't even hesitate. That's just realm though. Want another track, yo? Always ready to go with another dope flow. Just wanted you to know.
Damn. Oh yeah.
The chat's going wild. They're going wild.
Yeah, y'all are going wild in the chat. I can't even see what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was that's one of the tracks you definitely will hear on the album. It's more of the, and it's actually out on YouTube actually.
Nice.
Yeah, you can actually get that. You can actually see that on YouTube. Was there anything sorry, I'm a little weird. I'm a little weird when it comes to things like this.
No, you're good, bro.
You're weird. You're making me weirder. Like, yeah. They're crazy. Y'all are crazy. Really, y'all are crazy. Calm down. Relax. They're over there. They're bringing up the butter. Sorry.
Okay, I was like, I can't even see the chat right now.
It's an inside thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well what?
Oh yeah, and then just let everybody know, because I'm seeing this a lot, is I am not nowhere affiliated with Chapter 17. It's a whole nother 17.
Yeah, tell me about that. I've been seeing that show up everywhere.
So 17 ENT has been around. It's a more of a Colorado-based label that my boy Loke had started about probably about like 18 years ago. I'd say roughly about 18 years ago, and it's been a local thing in Colorado for many years. And it's been synonymous with the acts like Gritty and Yoshi and and Bolemic and Scene Loke, of course, and but yeah, 17 ENT had started out in Colorado, but nowhere near is it affiliated with Ouija or in any kind of way.
Right.
Yeah, I wound up getting assigned to 17 ENT. We're more notorious. It's more notoriously known as Homie on the Regular, Hustler on the Road, and that's basically like the crew, that all pretty much started with Scene Loke. That's like that's more of like Scene Loke's story than it is my story to tell. I don't want to get any details. I've heard the story like probably like 3-4 times, and I don't want to get any details like anything misconstrued. But yeah, that was pretty much Scene Loke's thing, and he asked me to. I got signed to that about 3 years ago at the Gathering, the Wicked Clowns from Outer Space Gathering, and since then I've been pretty much rolling with Scene Loke, and I've gotten my stage experience. Like I actually got I feel like I've gotten like a lot of like where a lot of people have seen me from is the float, because like right after the Gathering I ended up doing the float with him, and yeah, a lot of people seem to remember me from the float, and I don't even really remember my set from the float, or I don't even remember what I did for the float. So it must have been memorable to a lot of people, but it wasn't very memorable to like the experience was very memorable with the like my like what I did that night was not very memorable. Yeah, but that's more of a the whole 17 ENT thing. Yeah, that's for sure the label and everything. But yeah, I have like I couldn't like fully tell you the backstory. I know that it started out in Colorado, and I know that I am the only 505 artist. I know that I am the only 505 artist that is assigned to 17 ENT.
Uh-huh.
I know a lot of my label mates are Colorado.
Oh yeah.
So they want to know how long have you been with this label, and what was it like the first time you were on stage and performed?
So I've been with 17 ENT for about 3 years. I see Loke in the chat right now. He could confirm this. This has been about going on 3 years now. The first time I had ever stepped up on stage was when I was 16 years old. It wasn't with Loke. It was I was as a young hype man, just trying to get my foot in the door with my boy Crypto. I was about 16. In between high school, it was like the summer. It was like my summer break. So I remember being really nervous and then really, really stoned as well. I remember being really, really nervous, and I just remember not really talking to anybody that entire day. Everybody was coming up to me saying what's up to me, and I was just like this whole nervous wreck, like sitting there, like just head between my legs, just like not really wanting to talk to anybody, heart rattling. As nervous as I could possibly be, and then winded up overdoing my part opposed like, because I really like, we didn't really like, me and Crypto didn't really practice before that, so him and I didn't really know each other. Like, I didn't know how he wanted his stuff hyped, and he didn't know how I was gonna hype his stuff. So we were both like literally he would go one way and I'd go the other way, and like literally like we could never ever be like on the same page, if that makes any sense. So yeah, it was a little confusing, and over time, like, I honestly didn't really start getting confident with the way I perform until a few months ago, actually. Like I really haven't. It's really taken me some time to.
Oh yeah. Well, and sometimes it takes a while to get used to doing that stage presence. It's not easy.
Yeah, it probably wasn't until like I'd probably say it probably wasn't until Darby O'Trill or Razakel was when I really started getting more confident with how I perform and how I maneuver up on stage, and it took a lot. And then honestly, like the last show, one of the last shows I did with Remy, it was the part 2 of the Carney Snuff show with Smalls and Scum. That was where I don't know if you guys are familiar with Strife, but shout out to Strife. Yeah, he winded up was like, him and Remy winded up like they talked to me before my set, and they were like, "Yo, you're opening up the show. You got to set the tone. You got to set the tone. Like, you remember who you are, and remember what got you here." And I took that to heart, and I threw whatever I could out there for that 10-15 minutes that they gave me. And yeah, honestly, I give a lot of props to Strife and Remy for getting me getting me that confidence I really needed for that show. Because like, that's where I was like, yep, I'm RELM.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What do you have any other questions, babe?
No, what's up? No, I don't. But well, you know what I do. So, do you have like a certain like thing that you do or that you need before each show? For example, I know like when Bone Thugs and Harmony was hot, they would always have like MGD, their beer. They would have Bud, like an ounce of Bud, and they would have like chicken behind stage. And I'll be legit because I've dealt with them in the past. What are probably your top 3 things you would need for a show every time you do a show?
Number 1 is definitely air. Definitely air is like 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 number one is definitely air because yeah, that's like one thing I struggle with is just keeping a just like remember to breathe. Like I always forget to breathe, you know, and I because like especially like the day of a show, I'm always just like I get this thought in my head a little before I get on. So like I think just remember to breathe is number one. Number two is learning that's all in my head too. Like it's all in my head, you know, like and then number three would probably be honestly that's a good one. Number three would probably be the composure. Composure is like I think that's like a little bit of a different answer than you I guess than what you would
No,
have
no. I
expected.
mean, it's legit. It's an answer. So another thing, what is your most horrifying fear that could happen to you on stage or at a performance? It just like scares you shitless.
Honestly, the most terrifying thing I think that I personally would probably be would probably honestly forgetting my stuff like in the middle of a track and like just not being able to go on like that like just
Like stage fright, like just
yeah
frozen.
yeah I've had that happen before on a smaller setting and it doesn't feel good no matter what you know it doesn't feel good because
Yeah.
so yeah and yeah I think that's like my main. I think that would probably be my scariest feeling again is having that like happen like on a bigger setting because like literally I've been testing the waters with doing these bigger stuff like doing bigger stuff you know and because I have more confidence in myself and I know that I could do a lot more you know.
Right. What? I don't know. Y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to relax for real. They're wilding out. They're just being goofy. Don't worry about it. I read it just to laugh. But so what would be your ideal platform to perform at, and what other two artists would you love to perform with?
I my ideal platform to perform at would probably be honestly it'd probably be something that I would like something completely out of my element that like I don't think like any like somebody would be like I think it'd probably be like not a gathering or anything but like something with like a bit like with a big like I guess something with like that's a little bit out of my element. That's not necessarily a gathering, but like a festival that wouldn't be that's something on that same aspect,
Like
but like
level?
yeah, a little bit more known, a little bit more, you know, like because imagine having a juggalo that came up on that get to that kind of point, like kind of
Yeah.
like Jelly Roll on some Jelly Roll kind of stuff, you know, like Jelly Roll was like notorious for doing stuff with the juggalos, and then when he blew up, like he like no, I honestly I wouldn't have ever expected Jelly Roll to be where he's at right now. But yeah, like I kind of like that kind of energy. But and like as far as artists that I've always wanted to work that I've always wanted to work with and stuff, like I would love to work with Isham. Like Isham's definitely like number one would have to go to Isham. And then number two, you said two, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Number
Yeah,
two
you're right.
would probably have to be would probably have to be TNT. Uh, you know, both 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 are part of the same group and stuff. I just always like I never got the chance to meet Mastermind. I never got the chance to meet the TNT, and I never got the chance to ever get to see him in concert. And like I've always loved me some TNT like on Sonatas, and I was really hurt that he never ever got to push out any solo stuff. So I would love to be able to work with some TNT and like have like TNT on like TNT and Realm on some stuff. Like I would have loved to work with TNT.
Oh yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, what is like would be like one of like your restaurant like local in your area that you would like recommend that people try?
Restaurants like as far as New Mexico, I'd say Garcia's would definitely be one. I always had to throw Garcia's out there. Like that's been a childhood restaurant of mine. It's like some traditional Mexican food, you know, like what I would think, like what I would recommend from like anything like New Mexican. Yeah, would probably be at Garcia's. You know, you could literally get anything traditional, like any traditional Mexican food, like you want some good red and green chili. I would say go to Garcia's. Another local spot that I'd recommend, Golden Pride's another good local spot that we have out here. That Bob's Burgers. That's like a place notorious for this thing called taco burgers. Pretty bomb. And it's yeah, that's a pretty bomb place. And Blake's definitely, like, I think if you're ever in New Mexico, you got to try some Blake's. You got to try you some Blake's. Like Blake's is definitely the spot to go to if you're in New Mexico. Like literally, they're around they're like literally they have at least one in every part of New Mexico. It's not as good as what it used to be, but like it still holds up to what I remember as a kid.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't have any more questions. Do you, babe?
No, not that I can think of. Just I hope I get to meet you in person sometime soon.
Yeah, I hope I get to meet you in person as well.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I couldn't see the chat tonight, y'all. Like I said, I visiting family. I'm at my niece's graduation, and I can't see the chat because I'm on my phone tonight.
Yeah. I just see the chat wilding.
They're walling out. Well, a couple of them are trolls, but it's because of me.
Yeah, shout out to Salamander. I want to give a few little shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Whore, of course, my label, you know. I want to give a shout out to Scene Loke and for giving me the platform that I have, you know. And then I want to give a shout out to Vinegron, Carney Lunatics, my boy Remy and Strife, you know, and Guy. I know I really want to give a shout out to especially Remy. My boy Remy has been helping me out a lot these past few months and stuff, and he's been throwing me on some dope ass shows. If you're in the Albuquerque area, I suggest you come out May 25th and come check out ABK's Killmania tour happening with Raw Tongue Tyrants, Big Bad Boo-Foo, and me, and then Remy, and then I'll also be out in Denver, Colorado this Friday. I'm not too sure on who the local lineup is out there just yet, so I can't say who is going to be out there other than Bakelo and Killa.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, definitely if you guys are in the area, definitely come check it out. You know. Yeah, and then if you guys are in if you guys are in Kansas, go check out Remy because he'll be at the Albuquerque show, and he'll also be in those Kansas City dates. So
oh yeah.
Thank you, Don, for having me up on here. I know it's kind of short notice.
No, it's okay. And like I tell people, I couldn't see the chat today and stuff, so I apologize, y'all. So I still think it was a pretty good episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it too.
Yeah. Yes. And it was nice talking to you.
And make sure you guys go tune into Amy's live for her after party stream. So immediately after this, we're going over to Amy's stream for the after party stream.
Yep. So woo-woo. See y'all there.
Hell yeah. And with that,
Or-
we are out of here. Later, y'all.
Later.